Hi everybody, how are you? Welcome to Cosmic Comfort. This is week 7 of our 7 weeks. Can you believe that it's week 7? Doesn't it seem like we just started gathering together a couple of weeks ago? It's hard to believe it's been almost 2 months. This summer has gone by so fast. So it's so good to see you. How are you doing since last night? You know, we had such a beautiful, powerful ritual for Lammas last night. If you didn't see it, I would really encourage you maybe tonight, to go back and watch the recording, because the recordings are just as powerful. Everything I do online is archived, and recorded, so you can go back and watch it later. But it was just, I don't know about you, but I felt like there was such a beautiful energy and connection between you and me last night, and connection between everybody who was joining live. So it was just really lovely. So good to see you. Hi, Christy. Hi, Charlene. So good to have you with me. Hi, Tara. And Brandy. I'm glad you liked it, Brandy. That makes me really happy. The feedback was really lovely. So here we go. And there's a lot of things happening at Sage Goddess right now, like for the, as I told you last night, I am starting to do new moon ritual too. So this month we have new moon together, we have full moon together, and then we had Lammas last night. And then I'm going to keep doing Cosmic Comfort through the end of the summer until Mabon, at least. And so we have a lot of time together this month. I'm very excited. Plus I get to see all of you in classes. A lot of you are in GemWise and Arrow Magic and Magical Sabbaticals. So it's kind of all Sage Goddess all the time. I appreciate that. Hi, Angela. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Oh my God, the tank tops. Did you guys see them? Somebody took mine away, or I would show it to you, but oh my God. The tank tops are here. One of them says Moon Magic, and it's got all the moon phases with a gorgeous goddess in the middle. And then there's one that's like a turquoise teal blue, and it has a huge Hamza on it. And then it says So It Is on the back. Anyway, just fun stuff. I know, right? Well, I love you guys too. So guess what direction we're working with tonight? I'll give you a hint. This is petrified wood. So we've been walking the medicine wheel together now for the past few weeks. And tonight we were in the West last week working with the ocean and working with water medicine. And so tonight we're going north. And the north is one of my favorite directions. It's very funny because I'm southern by birth, right? So my fire sign puts me in the southern quadrant. So that's kind of like my home space. I'm a double fire sign, so I'm especially at home in that. Oh, Maria's got the tank tops. I do want you to see them. They're so pretty. They're not available yet, but they will be. And we didn't order a lot of them, so I want to make sure that if you were looking for the tank tops that you saw, are these the most beautiful thing? Is that so cool? By the way, these are flattering, but they are not clingy. So it's a very sexy silhouette, and they're super soft. You don't even have to wash these to get these to feel soft. They're just like, they're going to be like your favorite pajamas. How do I get this so it looks right? There you go. Moon Magic with all the phases and Sage Goddess. Isn't that cute? It's going to be your new favorite thing. And then look at the Hamza. I'm just really excited. When stuff comes, we've been working on the design and stuff, and when I find I'm holding it in my hand, it's really exciting. Isn't that cool? I love the blue one. And then it says So It Is on the back. And here's what's really cool. In the Hamza, down here, it says Sage Goddess, but it's like encrypted. It's done in this really interesting, it's right here, the yellow. It says Sage Goddess in cursive, but it's almost like a code. I thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, one for kind of like your light and one for your shadow. Right? That's why we did the 2 different colors. I thought they're so cute. You're going to love them. They look really cute. You know those little funky pants I wear, like the harem pants? That are kind of all funky pattern. They look especially cute with those. So if you have those, you should, or yoga, just comfy yoga pants or just your PJs. That's what I wear around the house instead of PJs. I wear my little, little strappy bralette, and then my tank tops and yoga pants, and that's PJs for me. So glad you love it. All right, well, goddesses have to have cute clothes, and I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. So I feel it's my job to do that. Yeah, we do. We actually ship all over the world. We have shipped to every country. Most of our customers actually are, and interestingly enough, outside the U.S. We have a lot in the U.S., we have a lot outside. And so we primarily ship to Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, and then we have a lot of customers in different parts of Europe. So especially UK, Germany are some of our bigger customer bases, France. And then we have customers in Asia. And we ship to literally everywhere. We ship to the Middle East, So if you want something from Sage Goddess, we can get it to you. We have shipped places where I didn't think we'd be able to ship. And of course it takes longer when it's outside the US, but not that much longer. You'd be surprised. So anyway, enjoy everybody. Tonight, direction of north. So what I want you to do, I'm showing you petrified wood for a reason. One of the things I want you to consider doing and adding to your collection, just slowly over time, are what I call medicine pieces. Okay? And a medicine piece is a stone or a tool. It can be a wand, for example, that connects you to an element. And so when you need to work more on emotions, you should have a water medicine tool, medicine piece. When you're working more with earth, you should have an earth medicine piece. And what that looks like for you can be very different. One of the main medicine pieces I like to work with is petrified wood, and then the other one I wanted to tell you about tonight are chumpi stones. If you've been with me for a long time, you know about chumpis. These are chumpis. They might look kind of funny to you. Chumpis, I'm going to tell you quickly the story of the chumpis, and I put a link on the event page because we're having this huge sale right now, and so if there was a time to get chumpis, and I think I have a dozen sets left between the alabaster and the meteorite. This is the meteorite, okay? So chumpis are hand-carved medicine pieces made in Peru. They're made in Cusco by artisans. And each piece, each one of these tools, by the way, each one is a number. This is number 1. This is number 2. It may look like the weirdest thing you've ever seen. This is number 3. Each one represents one of the 7 mountains that encircle Cusco, Peru. And those mountains are called the Apu, or the grandfather spirits. And each one bestows a gift upon the bearer, or the person working with them: health and wealth and happiness. But collectively, they make this protective circle around you. And it's all ancestral. It's all earth energy. So if you want what I think is the strongest, heaviest earth medicine you can possibly work with, this set of chumpis sits around my altar here at Sage Goddess, which is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put them in a ring around your altar or your sacred space because they protect you. You're basically calling in the energy of these ancient mountain spirits. Here's what's interesting. There aren't very many artisans who make these in Peru, and do you know it takes them 2 weeks to make one set? One of my favorite stories about chumpis is that and this was told to me by the artisan in Peru who makes these, one of the artisans. Somebody went to Peru and said, "Oh, those are so interesting. I'd love to buy them and start importing them. How many sets can you make?" And the artisan said, "I go into a trance to make these, and it takes 2 weeks to make one set." Each one of those lines and symbols is hand carved. And so it was just this funny conversation of somebody from the West saying, "Yeah, how many can you make?" And the artisan saying, "It takes me 2 weeks to make one." That's how special these are. So anyway, if you ever feel like you're called to these, I wanted to make sure you knew what they were. It's profound. I've had people who said they can't sleep, and they put the chumpis around their bed, and they've gotten the best sleep of their life. I mean, the stories are just absolutely profound. So if you want something to connect you more deeply to earth magic, I don't think I could recommend anything more strongly than that, but it has to call to you. With sacred tools like that, you have to feel a connection. So if it feels like it's right for you, then it is, and if it doesn't, then it's not. Which is why I never have more than a dozen or so sets of those at a time, because they're all hand carved, handmade. It's very special. Right? Okay, so here we go. I want you to roll your shoulders back. I'm going to smudge just a little bit and open our beautiful container tonight. I want you to check in with yourself right now. How are you feeling? Because we're working with the element of earth tonight, I want you to put your feet on the floor for our whole meditation. When you want to ground yourself, you need to make a strong connection between your physical body and the earth itself. So I want you to put your feet on the floor. If my team members are watching, Dora, I can have them put the link in here. I put the link on our event page, but certainly if there's anybody watching from the team, they can. They're usually good about putting the links in for you guys. So just calling you into present time, calling your energy into this moment from wherever it is. One of the most important things you can do throughout the day is check in and see how you're doing. Ask yourself, how are you? I was saying last night, my favorite question is, where are you? Do you ever have those conversations with people? You're talking to them and you can tell they're kind of paying attention to you, but they're kind of not. And just those moments of like, so where are you right now? If you're not here with me, where are you? And then can you acknowledge that and just bring your energy into this moment and be fully present for this experience? Let go of any worries or anxieties or fears or hesitations. Just know that you are completely held and supported by a universe that works diligently on your behalf to manifest your dreams, to make your dreams a reality. So just like a child who knows their parent is there watching out for them, and as an adult, so many of us grieve that because we either didn't have strong parenting or we missed that, we've lost our parents maybe. So just in this moment, can you just reassure yourself that you're safe and well, that there's nowhere to go and nothing to do, that all you have to do is pay full attention to this moment and be here now and be mindful and give yourself that gift of attention. It is so important for you. And one of the things that I think gets lost on us, I feel so bad for our kids and my kids because their attention is spread in so many directions. I think about my own childhood, and I was pretty focused. We didn't have all the devices. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have Snapchat. We didn't have Musical.ly and all these things. And so it's like all this, we and our kids are just being inundated. So just for a moment, just be here. And I can feel you. It feels so good to be here with you, just the presence. This is the healing, right? So take a deep breath there. I won't stop the meditations. If you guys love it, if this is healing, if having half an hour once a week just to say, I've got you, you've got me, we're here, let's just be present. If that is a healing mechanism, then I will continue to do these indefinitely. It's going to be a service to you. And if it continues to serve, then we do it. And if it stops serving, we don't. And I'm okay either way, which is kind of magical. Right? Cynthia said, never had present parents. So now is your grand opportunity, Cynthia, to be the best mother to yourself. That's how I see my job in my own life, is to be that. And this is so apropos for a discussion of direction of north, because that's where the parents and the grandparents, the ancestors, the tree spirits, and I have goosebumps telling you that, the tree spirits, the trees, right? That beautiful petrified wood sphere I showed you. Petrified wood, by the way, occurs when organic materials, so this wood is thousands of years old, and as it decayed, everything organic in it, like water, slipped away and becomes replaced with silicon dioxide or quartz. And so over thousands of years, this actually does turn into a stone. This is anywhere from 10 to 25% quartz, because silicon dioxide, which is quartz, forms in the pockets where organic materials leave the wood over time as it decays. So decay creates this, which I love so much, right? It's very cool. If you aren't already in love with petrified wood, you should be. And it can actually be quite a powerful medicine tool for you to work with when you're not feeling grounded or safe or protected. Teresa, you're so lucky. She says she's surrounded by trees, oak and cedar and fir. So just opening our beautiful circle tonight, calling in the guardians of the gateways to the east for new beginnings, to the south for courage and strength, to the west for emotional connection and purification and release, and to the north where we sit tonight asking for guidance and strength and protection and stability, because those are the gifts of the north, for sure, for sure, for sure. So I want you to roll your shoulders back, and I want you to call up in your mind an image of a forest or any place in your life where you have been. It doesn't have to be a forest. Here in Southern California, we have trees. And so anywhere where you can go in your mind, it's familiar to you, where you can be surrounded by the tree people, the tree spirits. That's our easiest portal in to the direction of north. And so tonight I call upon all of the tree spirits, all of the tree people, as well as the helping spirits of the north, which includes all of the slow-moving creatures. When you think about who the spirit animals are in the north, it's elk and moose. Some people put black bear in direction of west, but sometimes you see bear in direction of north as well. And so these are the teachers of that direction. And I love it because they teach us about moving more slowly, moving into hibernation, going within, trusting that we are safe, Not the compassionate helping spirits of the north are not quick moving. They're not agile like the spirit animals of the south or the spirit animals of the west. They're slower and they take their time. And that's because they're not rushing. They understand that life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And so the north is where we go when, think of what you used to do when you would go to a grandmother's house or even to your parents' house, right, as an adult. You would go asking for advice and you would go looking for support from someone who knows you and loves you. That is exactly what we can do in the north tonight. So if you feel like, I don't have a family anymore, I don't have parents I can go to, I don't have grandparents, that's okay. The direction of north is your surrogate. Okay, so are you ready? So I want you to imagine, there's so many creatures in the north. I mean, I named maybe 3, right, or 4. There are dozens of compassionate spirits who reside in the north, all of the creatures of the northern lands. So just because those are the handful that I happen to work with for the most part in the north does not mean that you're limited to those spirit animals in any way. And so as you imagine yourself sitting in a beautiful grove of trees, and by the way, Druid practice, which a lot of you are interested in and connected to, is also very much about the energy of the north and about connecting to this much older lineage, a deep ancestral line that goes beyond mother, father, grandfather, grandmother, to the elders who are far back in your line, the ones whose bones have been longest in the earth, right? And the other place that you can look in the north for direction, I love that Karen is a Druid. The other place you can look for direction in the north is to your own bones. One of my favorite meditations I ever did for a group was I led them on a meditation to find their own bones and then to trace those bones back to the body that once housed them and accessed past life recall through their own bones. One day we should do that. If there's time one day, I would love to do that meditation with you. Oh yes, you certainly can go back and find your own bones and ask them to tell you the story. And so that's also an exercise that we do sometimes in the north. So beautiful, yeah? We'll do that one. Before the end of the year, we'll do that one. So I want you to imagine just taking a nice deep breath. You know how when you're in Oregon or Washington State or Canada or Alaska or even further north, do you know how you feel like you can breathe more deeply? I say that as a California girl, but when I'm in the north, I feel like my lung capacity increases, and so breathing feels like a luxury in the north. So I want you to imagine yourself just enclosed in a grove of beautiful sacred trees, and I want you to take a moment and inhale that breath. Inhale that beautiful, crisp, clean air, and inhale all of that incredible oxygen and all of that energy that the trees bring and offer to the northern lands. And I want you to fill your lungs up with that beautiful, clean, fresh air that also brings with it strength and comfort and safety. And just imagine filling your entire body with the deepest possible breath you can take. Are you ready? We'll do it together. So when you're ready, go ahead and inhale. And exhale. And let's do that one more time. Go ahead and inhale. And exhale. And I want you to imagine, just for a moment, taking on a little bit of the strength of these trees that are surrounding you. Recognizing that the trees, wherever you look, whether you're in a forest or in a sacred grove or just in a beautiful, part of any part of the country that has gorgeous trees. Here we have a lot of eucalyptus and a lot of olive trees, sort of trees that are lighter and wispier. They're not the big heavy redwoods and oaks of the north, but they're beautiful in their own way. So I want you to imagine leaning into one of those big trees that's around you. Find one in your grove and literally physically imagine leaning into it, and imagine taking within you some of the strength of that tree. Some people in this meditation also just imagine wrapping their arms around that beautiful tree and just leaning against it, which I do. When you're with those big tree spirits, you want to do that. It's part of the reason why, by the way, why North perfume is one of our best-selling perfumes of all time, because it's made with redwood essential oil and absolute, the actual boiled down resin from the redwood forest in Northern California. So it anchors that, like it holds you. And that's what we look for in the tree people. So tree spirits, as we come before you tonight, we're so grateful to be in your presence. We know that you are the great teachers. You were here long before we got here, and you will be here so long after we leave. And so we who are here in a transient way tonight come before the tree spirits and the ancestors and the spirit guides of the north and the slow-moving creatures of the north who remind us not to be in a hurry. Isn't that always what your grandparents reflected back to you too? Like, why are you in such a hurry? Slow down. Don't be in such a hurry. You know, it's not the destination, it's the journey. This is all the medicine of the north. And that's why I think I find it so comforting, because I burn so hot as a double fire sign that when I come to the north, I feel like I don't have to rush so much. Why am I in such a hurry, right? So even letting your breath slow down a little bit and letting yourself rest. I mean, literally just take a moment and imagine just resting against that, one of those beautiful trees. And take a moment to let the tree spirit speak to you. I'm gonna do that work with my petrified wood. But even if you don't have a stone to hold in this moment, and just ask the tree spirits, what wisdom do you have for me today? No, Hunter says, is it weird that my tree has a face? It sure isn't. In fact, a lot of trees have natural faces. So it may be taking on a face, Hunter, to try and show you that it's ready to communicate with you, you know, to get you to be more comfortable making contact. So what is the medicine of the tree people for you today? Or what is the medicine of the ancestors for you today? And ask them to boil it down. Give me some piece of wisdom, one piece of wisdom that will carry me. And that should be your request. So I set the intention for that for you. What is one piece of wisdom? And it could be around slowing down. It could be around trusting, knowing that you're safe. In the north is where we heal the root chakra. Don't you know? Because the root chakra wounds are all about feeling like you're not safe. And root chakra wounds tend to happen between the ages of 0 and 5. So if you have root chakra trauma, it's likely because someone abandoned you or didn't take care of you or didn't show you that you were safe in those early days. And that's okay, because again, as an adult now, you have the ability to go in and remind yourself you are safe. You are strong. You are held. You're not alone. In fact, you're surrounded on all sides. And all you have to do is ask. All you have to do is connect. All you have to do is receive. As we listen to the sirens behind me. It's not very element of earth-like, but that's okay. So Felicia's hearing breathe. Yes, if you had any trauma, ages 0 to 5, tonight is so much for you, I can't even tell you. And what you have to learn in order to be a fully functional adult is you no longer need a parent to tell you that you're safe. That is your work now. And that's where your spirit guides, that's where your ancestors can come through in meditation and journey. That's why I do the work that I do. And they will speak to you. You don't have to feel afraid anymore. It's so important. And even if you had a great experience from ages 0 to 5, some of us still in later years and later relationships still end up feeling a little traumatized, a little unheld, right? In those relationships. The root chakra trauma happens when the people who are supposed to love you and take care of you don't. And that happens to a good chunk of us, yeah? Follow your arrow. I love that, Lisa. That's so, so, so beautiful. I love that. Emerald said, being held and told that I can rest now. Oh my goodness, your beam of sunshine. If I could heal that for you, I would. But you know what? All you have to do now is receive the healing. It's already available to you. It's literally right here, and all you have to do is reach out and just receive it and trust in it. And I know that's hard. Here's the other trick about root chakra work, my friends. If you experience trauma in early life, isn't it very difficult to trust? How easy is it for you to trust? Probably not that easy. In fact, I'm honored that you're even here listening to me. So it's one baby step at a time. One step at a time toward realizing that you are perfectly safe in all ways. And this is it, right? Strength, that they're there for you, take root, right? Being at peace. Trust is huge. And so in the North, we learn trust. And we learn that we come from long lines and that we have inherited a birthright. And part of that birthright is our right to feel safe, our right to trust, and our right to love, and our right also to live fully into our soul purpose, the reason we're here on this planet right now. I love that. Kristen said, focus on the roots and the branches will take care of themselves. Isn't that true? So I want you to take a look at yourself now, and I want you to imagine that you are the tree. This is the last part of our exercise for tonight. I want you to imagine that you are the tree. And one of my favorite exercises that my teacher in my very early years used to do, I used to say, can we do it again? Can we do it again? I want you to become aware of your hips for just a moment. You can put your hands there if it helps, but just very aware of your hips. Whether you're sitting in a chair or sitting on the floor, sometimes I rock back and forth as a way of like really connecting, because this is the root chakra. And I want you to imagine that you have a cord, a grounding cord between your hips, that it's almost the width of your hips. And I want you to imagine sending that grounding cord, I like to turn it a deep red, like a crimson cabernet, almondine garnet kind of red. And I want you to imagine sending that grounding cord down into the center of the earth. Big, wide grounding cord between your hips. And I want you to imagine that that cord goes from between your hips down all the way through layers of earth and rock and time, all the way down to the molten core center of our planet. And I want you to imagine hooking that cord like a tail. I want you to imagine hooking it down into the very center of the earth. And then open up and really feel you're sitting on this thing right now. So good. This is so good for you, especially if you have any, this helps with weight loss in the lower quadrant, because a lot of us have root chakra stuff. That means we hold weight down here. Opening up this grounding cord, and what we're about to do is going to be huge healing for you. So I want you to imagine sending down into that grounding cord right now any fear that you feel, any anxiety, any sadness, any trauma, any insecurity, anything that's bothering you, stuff that's coming up in a relationship, stuff your kid said to you, stuff your coworker said to you, fears from when you were little, a nightmare you may have had, whatever it is, sending all of that energy down through that grounding cord, down into the center of the earth, where it can be transformed and transmuted. Send it all down there. Anything that is sitting in that root that isn't supporting your highest good and your basic sense of safety and security, down it goes. Boom, boom, boom. And get it in there. And it's okay to cry, Haley, because you're releasing. And this is actually a beautiful time of month to do this work too, I will tell you. And so everything about this work today feels so right, well-timed for what we're doing right now. Yeah, put it down there. Lauren's putting down there, not feeling good enough. What are you sticking in there? Because it's whatever insecurity. It's the little comments. It's the thing from when you were little. It's the thing from yesterday. It's all the stuff that's keeping you from feeling strong, safe, secure, steady, all of that. Put that grief in there. Put that trauma in there. Put those shitty pickles in there. That's one of my sabbatical group, and I call all those weird situations you get into in life, we call them shitty pickles. Stick those pickles in that grounding cord. Send it all down. Mary Jane says she's feeling numb from the waist down. That's okay, but try to encourage yourself to feel. That may be a way of sort of autonomically shutting off this experience because it might be too overwhelming for you. See if you can push through that a little bit and see if you can allow yourself to feel, knowing that it's safe to feel right now in this moment. Stick it, put it, abandonment, all down. Bye. All that. And this could be trauma from pregnancies, from miscarriages, from all those, everything going. Anything that doesn't remind you that you are safe and secure and okay right where you are, as you are, how you are, right this moment goes in. Are you ready? Yeah, bye-bye. Bye, Felicia. Bye, crap I don't need to have in my life anymore, right? Yep, Lauren's putting in feeling alone and exhaustion. Oh, I love that. Teresa says she's holding Garnet sitting on a red rug on the ground. Yep, shitty adult children. Bye. I mean, not them themselves, but their bad behavior or things that are making you feel unloved. Bye. Bye-bye. not nice people. It all goes in there. Hi, Julie. So beautiful to see you. Yep. Anything? Low self-esteem, which is a trigger at the root. Bye. All of it gone, right? And when you are ready to take just one more minute, it's okay. You know, here's the thing, you guys. Tears are one of the only ways your body can release energy, stored energy. Did you know that? It doesn't have a lot of ways to do it. It sweats and it releases through tears. And so let the tears come. It's a release. And of course, tears are purifying, they're saline, and so it's a way of actually purifying your own physical system. If you don't cry, you're not getting the benefit of that purification. So let it go. You're working hard. That's why you got a numb butt. Hashtag numb butt, right? We're working hard right now. Okay, and so I want you to imagine, a lot of us have adult children problems. Have you noticed? You know, the adult children problems start around age 11, 12 and go until later. As I always tell moms, because so many of my clients are moms who have adult children problems, your babies will come back to you. Someone just hijacked them for a minute and turned them into a mean person, but the nice person that you know you raised will come back to you eventually. I don't know when, but they do come back. Okay, you ready? So we are going to call in our guides. Spirit guides surround us now, and we ask that in the place of everything that we have released, because you don't want to create a vacuum, okay? In the place of everything that we have released tonight, spirit guides, guardians of the Northern Gateway, we ask you to come in and fill every one of those hurting spaces in our bodies. I have chills all over right now. Come in and fill every one of those hurting spaces in our bodies right now. Spirit guardians of the North, fill that space with the most pure, divine, white light of peace and love and acceptance and comfort right now. And I'm calling that in for everybody. Filling, filling, filling. And now what I want you to do as you receive, as you replace all of those emotions with just this beautiful white healing light of purity and peace and comfort, I want you to seal off that grounding cord. So just imagine sealing that off, closing it off. Some people imagine putting soil on top of it, just sort of like covering up the earth and disconnecting your root. You don't want to leave that door open, okay? So just seal that up. You've left everything with the earth, and earth, we release all of this energy to you tonight for transmutation. And in its place, we've called in divine white light of protection, peace, safety, and comfort. And may that be a healing blessing for every single person who has watched tonight. I'm just sending that to you right now. My hands are really hot. Yours probably are too. You can reach up and touch. Maybe we can make a connection that way. So good. And so it is. So it is. And it's sealed. And so the earth is this beautiful container that can take from you what you can no longer carry. Just like the ocean can take it from you, just like the winds can take it from you, just like fire can take it from you. Each one of the elementals offers us a unique gift and an opportunity to release what is no longer serving us. I'm so proud of you tonight for doing this, because this is not easy. Some of you just put stuff through that cord and down into the earth that you've been carrying around. I mean, I'm just going to sit here and cry in a minute, but I mean that you might have been carrying around for 20 years or 30 years, or 40 years. But you had the courage to let it go tonight. That's really big. That's really big. I love that. Rita made me laugh. Thank God, because I'm about to just... Rita stomped on it with her feet. So she did a very dramatic sealing procedure. I love that, actually. Thank you to the guardians of the Northern Gateway for reminding us that no matter how old we are, we still have wounds, and that those wounds can always be healed. It's never too late. It's never, never, never too late. So good. I thank you all for being here tonight for this, because I think this is kind of the deepest work that we've done with Cosmic Comfort so far, and I just honor you for being brave enough to take that step tonight. And you can always redo this. You can always go back. I mean, if more stuff comes up, because it will, we're human and we're living a human life, stick it, open that cord, stick it, cover it, call in the white light to replace it. And that can be an ongoing meditation for you that I think will be very healing. You feeling good? If I could put my arms around you through the screen, I would just want to hug you and snuggle you right now. You just did a lot of really hard work. I appreciate you and I see you. And I think it's incredibly brave of you. So, namaste. Guardians of the Four Gateways, North, thank you for hosting us tonight and reminding us that we are safe and that we are entitled to feel safe. We are worthy of being safe. Thank you to the Guardians of the West for helping us connect with these big emotions, these big tears to purify. It's so important. Guardians of the South, thank you for helping us be courageous stewards of the energies that flow through us. And Guardians of the East, thank you for this breath of life, this healing that I know will be profound and long-lasting for all of us. So we release the Guardians from their service to the circle. Spirit guides who attended us tonight, thank you. We also release you from the circle as well. And with that, this beautiful circle is complete. I don't know about you, that was pretty much the fastest 40 minutes I've had in a long time. I literally feel like I just got here. But thank you. Thank you for being here. So, dragonfly is an incredibly powerful source of medicine. Dragonfly comes at the turning of the tide. And so dragonfly is always a messenger of dramatic change and transformation. But dragonfly always represents change that is in alignment with your highest good. So that's a beautiful totem spirit animal for you. Felt like 5 minutes, right? We're in a vortex, telling you. Time is going by faster and faster. All right, I love you. Thank you for being here. I hope this brings you deep comfort. You might consider a really beautiful dream time exercise for you tonight would be just to do a little mini version of this one more time before you go to sleep. And just to sort of, reopen that grounding cord, send anything, because other things will come up. Now that you're thinking about it, you'll be like, oh, why didn't I send this? Or why didn't I send that? And so tonight, open it up one more time, send it down, cover it, call in the white light, cover it, seal it off. And like I said, this will continue to be a source of comfort for you. At least I hope it will be for a long time to come. And so it is. Aw, that's beautiful. I do. I appreciate you so much. And so we will continue. Cosmic Comfort continues next Wednesday at 5 p.m. And I will very much look forward to seeing you then. We're going to start something new. We've done all of our elemental work, but we haven't quite worked with the heart yet. And so one of the things I'm thinking about doing with you next week is actually doing a heart chakra meditation and finding comfort in love. And so we'll talk about that more next week. Thanks, everybody. So good to be with you. I don't want to go, actually, but I have to. So I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you. With so much love from my heart to yours. I really see you tonight. And it's amazing what you are doing in your own life. It is a blessing to watch you and witness you. I'll see you soon, everybody.